If you are in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or beyond and feel like everything you used to do to lose weight just isn't working anymore, then I want you to know this. You do not need another extreme diet, but you might need to change your strategy. So menopause changes your body, but it doesn't mean that you're stuck, broken, or destined to keep gaining weight. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 things that I believe every woman should focus on first when she wants to lose weight during menopause. I'm Nicole Dalton. I'm a physician assistant, board certified in lifestyle medicine, and a menopause weight loss coach. I help women lose weight, build strength, and create a healthy lifestyle they can actually maintain. And before we dive in, I'm hosting a free 5-day menopause weight loss challenge called Fast Track. I'll put the link below so you can join us. As always, this video is for general education and is not personal medical advice. Please talk with your own healthcare professional before making significant changes to your nutrition, exercise routine, medications, or health plan, especially if you have a medical condition or concerning symptoms. Okay. Let's talk about where to start. So, number 1, absolutely stop searching for the perfect menopause diet. Stop going down those rabbit holes, okay? There is no single perfect menopause diet. I know that might not be the answer that you wanted, but it's actually good news. You don't have to eliminate every carb, fast for longer periods of time, avoid eating at a certain time, or even follow an extremely low calorie plan. Many of the women I work with have spent years moving from one diet to another. They lose some weight, regain it, blame themselves, and then start looking for the next plan. Can you relate there? But the problem usually isn't that they haven't found the perfect diet. The problem is that the plan that they followed was way too restrictive to actually become their lifestyle, okay? When you drastically cut your food intake, you might see the scale drop quickly, but some of what you're losing can be muscle. That matters even more during menopause because we're already losing muscle with aging and through perimenopause and menopause. So muscle supports our metabolism, your strength, your mobility, your blood sugar regulation, which is super key, bone health, and your ability to continue doing all the things that you love. The goal isn't to simply make you smaller. The goal is to lose the excess body fat while preserving and ideally building muscle. Okay, so instead of asking, what is the fastest diet that I can follow? Ask yourself, what way of eating could I continue even after the weight comes off? Now that question will lead you toward a much more sustainable answer. The second most important thing I want you to start with is prioritize protein and fiber. Rather than beginning with a super long list of all the foods you can't have, ask yourself, what are some of the foods that you can have and you want to be including into your diet? So I see so many women, I work with so many women that they're going to start a new diet and they're ready to lose weight and they automatically are telling themselves, oh my gosh, I can't have my favorite cookie. I can't eat the hamburger with the bun. I can't have my ice cream in the summer, right? And they start to freak out a little bit because they're thinking about all the things that they can't have. I feel like that also just causes you to want those foods even more, okay? So the first thing I encourage you to do is think about all the foods that you want to have in your day-to-day eating, okay? So, and start with protein and fiber because protein helps you to preserve your muscle and it helps to make you feel fuller and more satisfied after a meal. And I encourage women to try to shoot for 25 to 30 grams of protein with each meal. And for me personally, I find that if I try to shoot for like 60 grams of protein in my morning time, then that's just setting me up for a better day to stick on my meal plan and follow my breakfast, lunch, and dinner that I have planned. So I find that a protein forward morning helps me through the whole day. And you might find that you can do 30 grams of protein in the morning, but be heavy on the protein in the evening, depending on your schedule, okay? Think of some of the protein-rich foods, such as eggs, Greek yogurts, cottage cheese, chicken, turkey, fish, lean meats, okay? I like to tend towards more of the plant-based proteins, such as tofu, tempeh, lentils. If you don't have lentils in your life, learn how to get them in your life. Beans, edamame, or sometimes even a protein shake if you need something convenient. After you've got your protein, then you want to add the fiber-rich foods. Fiber supports your gut health and your blood sugar control, which is super important, your cholesterol, your fullness, and regularity, okay? It also naturally brings more nutrient-dense foods into your day. Think of it this way, like it is super hard to eat or to overeat a plate full of broccoli, right? It just is, because it's so nutrient dense. It fills up your stomach so much more, so much quicker than if you had a plate full of French fries. It's pretty easy to overeat a plate full of French fries because it's not nutrient dense, okay? So some great sources of fiber includes vegetables and fruits, and then your beans, lentils, your whole grains, chia seeds, flax seeds, nuts and seeds, okay? So many of the women I work with have not been eating walnuts and almonds and cashews and macadamia nuts because they were so worried about the fat content. And now we're bringing all those back into our diets, and results are amazing with weight loss. So you need those healthy fats that are also full of fiber, okay? One simple way to build a meal plan is to begin with your protein source, add a generous serving of plants and veggies, and then include some carbs and healthy fats. You don't have to make every meal perfect, but you simply have to practice how to create meals that keep you nourished and satisfied through your day. So the third thing I have for you is lift weights. Lift weights, ladies. If your exercise is mostly cardio or mostly walking, it may be time, and I know it is time, to make strength training a bigger priority, okay? So cardio is great for your heart, your endurance, and your overall health. It's super important. But cardio alone is not providing the same muscle building stimulus that you need with resistance training. And no, you are absolutely not too old to start lifting. I'm going to say that again. You are not too old to start lifting. You do not need to become a bodybuilder. You do not need to know how to use every piece of equipment in the gym. In fact, you don't even need a gym. You could do this at home. You can begin with dumbbells or resistance bands or body weight movements. The important thing is that your muscles are being appropriately challenged and that you gradually progress over time. That progression is key, okay? You don't want to keep doing the same moves over and over and over because you're going to get the same results over and over. You want to know how to progress over time. A good starting goal for many women with strength training is 2 to 3 times a week. That's it. And you can shoot for 10 to 15 minute sessions. That's it. Okay, so focus on basic movement patterns like squatting, pushing, pulling, and carrying, like a farmer's carry, and strengthening your core. And this is something I'm super excited about. We recently added a new strength training program inside of my community of coaching clients, and it's already rocking our world. These women aren't just working toward losing weight. They're learning how to lift safely, becoming more confident with weights, and discovering that they are capable of getting stronger at any age. Because the goal is not simply to weigh less. It is to become stronger for the life that you want to live. The purpose is not just to burn calories during your workout. You're building a body that can carry groceries, climb the stairs, get up off that floor, travel, hike, play with those grandkids, remain independent, and continue to have adventures for all these decades to come. We're not simply exercising to weigh less. We are training for life. Number 4, I want you to think about walking more. Don't only just work out, okay? So a structured workout is important, but what you do during the rest of your day matters too. You can complete a hard workout in the morning. That's my routine. I get up, I get my workout in, but you can still spend the most of your day sitting, which is like me. I'm at the computer all day, either in the clinic or all day working on my health coaching business for you to help you lose weight. So if I'm not intentionally planning for walking breaks, then all those steps just don't get hit. Or if I'm not going for a run that day, then I don't hit all those steps, okay? And walking is one of the simplest tools that we have to support our health. Again, blood sugar regulation, energy, stress, and weight loss. Walking is a great tool to help with weight loss. You don't have to jump immediately to 10,000 steps a day, but start out by just simply finding how many steps you are walking in your day. Our phones usually track the amount of steps. You don't need a smartwatch. These are even nicer, but if you have a phone, just keep it in your pocket for a day and get curious where your number of steps are. And then look at realistic ways to gradually increase it by 500 steps a day. Maybe you take a 10-minute walk after lunch or dinner, okay? So that helps to, again, stabilize your blood sugar levels. And that afternoon crash that you might be getting, that you need a nap, I challenge you to start walking 10 minutes right after lunch and see the difference that makes with that energy crash, because it helps to stabilize your blood glucose levels. I always like to do a walk and talk. So if I'm going out for a nice walk, I will call a friend or a family and catch up while I'm walking. Maybe you park a little farther away or get outside with your dogs or your grandkids, okay? These small amounts of movement absolutely count, and you don't have to exhaust yourself with a hard hit workout, okay? You just need to consistently move daily. Consistency is incredibly powerful. I have a client that I've worked with, and she has lost 60 pounds, and she did not have time in her day to schedule a 30-minute workout. So what did she do? She scheduled exercise snacks for 2 to 5 minutes. She would do some squats at dinner time, like while she was preparing dinner. She would do some wall push-ups in between laundry folding. She would take a 5-minute walk after lunch at work. So there are ways to simply fit in those little snippets of time during your day, okay? And the last thing I have for you, number 5, is this is most important, I think. Stop underestimating the importance of a good night's sleep, how you're managing your stress and your mindset, okay? So this is the part that most women just want to skip, but it can affect everything else. When you're exhausted or feeling overwhelmed, it becomes harder to plan your meals, manage your hunger, make intentional choices, and exercise consistently. And then try to respond to those emotions without turning to food, okay? So poor sleep can affect your appetite and your cravings and your energy. And the chronic stress is not good for anything, right? Because you're constantly operating in survival mode. And then there's the all or nothing mindset. I see this so commonly with my clients, okay? They will eat something they hadn't planned or miss a workout or have a super hard weekend. And suddenly you feel like you've blown it, right? That's the all or nothing thinking. But one meal, one missed workout, one imperfect day does not undo your progress. What causes more trouble is allowing one choice to become a reason to quit. You don't need perfection, ladies. That is not the goal here. You need to start to become someone who knows how to return to her healthy habits without blaming and shaming yourself or waiting till Monday again, okay? Instead of asking, did I do everything perfectly? Ask yourself this instead. What is the next healthy choice I can make? That is how lasting change is built. So, to give you a recap here, if you're losing weight, trying to lose weight in menopause, and you're feeling overwhelmed by all the conflicting advice out there and following every rabbit hole, start simply with these 5 things, okay? Stop chasing the perfect diet, prioritize your protein and your fiber, lift your weights, increase movement every day, and take your sleep and your stress and your mindset seriously. You don't need to change everything overnight. Choose one place to begin. Practice it until it becomes more natural And then you build from there. It's called habit stacking. This is not just about losing pounds. It's about losing body fat and protecting your muscle, improving your health, and becoming stronger while you're creating a lifestyle that will carry you through the next 30, 40, 50 years. If you want help putting these pieces together, join me for my free fast track 5-day menopause weight loss challenge. I'll help you simplify what to eat, how to move, and how to start creating results without another extreme diet. Click the link in the description to sign up. And before you go, tell me in the comments, which of these 5 areas do you need to focus on most right now? I would love to hear from you. And if this video helped you, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and share it with another woman who needs to hear that menopause does not mean it's too late to feel healthy, confident, and strong. I'll see you in the next video.